Get 3 months of local news for just 99 cents a month. You'll get unlimited access to the news you need to stay engaged and connected to your community. Visit duluthnewstribune.com/subscribe now to get 3 months of local news for only 99 cents a month.
Hello Northlanders, it's Wednesday, May 10th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. A man who remains under supervision for the 2017 fire death of his infant nephew has again been arrested, this time for allegedly shoving a pregnant woman down a flight of stairs. It's the second time in 8 months that Jesse Lee Bonachikoski, 30, of Hibbing, has been charged with felony assault. Still unresolved is a case from last September in which he is accused of an, quote, unprovoked random attack, end quote, on a couple who confronted him while he was urinating in their yard. Court records show that Bonachikoski has been free since posting a $100,000 bond in February. However, he is still on supervised release with the Minnesota Department of Corrections following a prison sentence for the death of 11-month-old Bentley Joe Lewis Koski, who was left unattended in a tower home that caught fire. A criminal complaint filed Tuesday in State District Court indicates that the new victim, who was living with Bonachikoski, reported the assault to an officer Sunday, one day after it occurred. She reported the defendant had been drinking since Friday and was angry and yelling at her, using a series of misogynistic slurs. Bonachikoski then pushed the woman down a flight of 10 to 11 stairs, causing her to land near a young child who had pleaded with him to stop, according to the complaint. The officer wrote that the victim, who reported being 9 months pregnant, had multiple injuries consistent with a stairway fall. The St. Louis County Attorney's Office charged Bonachikoski with felony domestic assault, which carries a maximum of 5 years in prison. He awaits a July 11th jury trial in Duluth for the September 4th incident in New Independence Township. Authorities said the male victim in that incident sustained a broken nose, bites to the leg and hand, and an eye injury, while his wife suffered a concussion and a neck strain. Bonachikoski is on supervised release after he was convicted of second-degree manslaughter and sentenced to just over 8 years in prison for the August 2017 death of his nephew. Bentley had been left in his care, but Bonachikoski reportedly left the child's tower residence to find drugs and or to access Wi-Fi service. He returned to find the home on fire, with rescuers unable to save the child before Bentley succumbed to smoke inhalation. Bail is set at $50,000 with conditions or $75,000 without. However, he will likely remain in the St. Louis County Jail for the immediate future due to an alleged violation of release on the manslaughter sentence, which extends to October 2025. Mayor Emily Larson proclaimed Nurses Week in Duluth alongside the national recognition, which began Saturday. Larson read the proclamation among members of the Minnesota Nurses Association at the Duluth Labor Temple on Tuesday. In honor of Nurses Week, Anger Tower will be lit red Friday, the final day of the dedicated week. National Nurses Week aligns with the birth date of Florence Nightingale, who is regarded as the founder of modern nursing. MNA members called the Minnesota legislature to pass the Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act. It is a bipartisan bill that would require hospitals to have committees for nurse staffing and workloads, and would allow the committees to make the core staffing plans instead of the hospitals. Hospitals across Minnesota have expressed concerns about the requirements the bill would instate. Executives at Mayo Clinic threatened to pull out billions of dollars of investments if the Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act and Healthcare Affordability Board pass as written. The Minnesota Hospital Association sent a letter to legislators Monday, signed by every leader at nonprofit Minnesota hospitals, warning of the negative impacts the bill would have on patient care. The MNA has been made aware of numerous instances at Twin Ports hospitals where the union's new contracts, which were settled at the end of 2022, are not being followed. The union is submitting lists to the employers and plans to file grievances. A driver struck by a rock in Two Harbors has died. Authorities said Kay Spielman, 56 of Cook County, was driving a pickup truck south on Minnesota Highway 61 near the Burlington Bay campground on Friday afternoon when a softball-sized rock broke through her windshield. She was taken by ambulance to Lakeview Hospital in Two Harbors, then by helicopter to Duluth Area Hospital where she later died. Two Harbors Police Chief Rick Hogginson said in a news conference Tuesday afternoon. Spielman was an organ donor and the donation process would occur Tuesday afternoon, Hogginson said. Officers were dispatched at 2:01 p.m. Friday to the scene, where people were trying to enter the truck and provide Spielman with first aid in what Hogginson called, quote, a real and true showing of other people trying to help others in need, end quote. Hogginson said the police department is looking into whether another vehicle on the highway may have caused a rock to fly into Spielman's windshield. He said the department does not believe it was intentional and that the public is not at risk. Police are reviewing video footage near the scene and are asking the public to call 218-834-5566 if they have information. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought from the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Weather forecast for the greater Duluth area. Showers and thunderstorms likely this morning, and then a chance of a few more developing in the afternoon. So kind of a wet day. High temperature around the upper 60s or so. Best chance of seeing any sunshine would be later in the day. Winds today will be fairly light out of the southeast. Tonight, chance of showers is there, but it's very unlikely. Partly cloudy skies with a low near 50. And then for tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible once again, with a high temp reaching up into the lower 70s. And the chance of showers continues Friday and into the start of the weekend. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. Each episode celebrates the region's distinctive people, places, and history. You can find all the episodes of Northlandia at duluthnewstribune.news or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Tom Olson, Laura Butterbrodt, and Jimmy Lovren. Thank you for listening to the Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.